your self-protection mechanism is a funny thing. Basically, the way it more or less operates is it's like, let's say, a cactus stings me and there's a thorn in my arm. And instead of taking that thorn out, which seems like a very easy, like almost like mindless thing to do, what happens is instead, maybe I put a cage around it. Okay, now I have this cage around this thorn so I don't bump into anything, so I don't like move that part of my arm. And then maybe whenever I move it, maybe the thorn stings. So maybe I put a whole cast over my arm and now the thorn doesn't hurt. But now my arm is in a cast and I can't move it. I can't do anything with that arm. It's now useless. But the thorn doesn't hurt anymore. But then maybe, let's say, like my arm starts to get tired because there's a big cast on it, so you put this big harness on yourself. And maybe that harness is also too heavy, so you maybe put wheels on it. Now you're wheeling this big, hulking thing around you that you spent all this time and energy and effort to create. All in order so that one silly little thorn doesn't sting in your arm. Now you can't sleep, now you can't move around, you can't hug people, you can't let people close because you have this big machine just because you have this tiny little thorn. And so this sounds like a silly example, but ultimately this is the way the psyche operates. You got these little thorns when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, when you were an adult, and you're just unwilling to look at it and take the little bit amount of pain that it would take to take the thorn out, but instead you create this whole elaborate thing around it. And it's keeping you stuck, and it's keeping you from being able to let others in. It's keeping you from ultimately enjoying life as much as you otherwise could have. Because otherwise you'd be free, you could run around, you don't have to have this thorn in your arm. But instead, we choose to build these elaborate structures, these identities, these really, really, really elaborate ego structures that ultimately serve no purpose except that one thorn that we don't want touched doesn't get touched. That one fear, that one insecurity doesn't get touched. We invent these big, elaborate things so that we can ultimately stay protected from a thing that's not actually a threat.